Hey, what's up, guys? I never know when these things are going to start. So I have this thing I like to do in the beginning where I introduce myself and say, I'm Dennis. I'm the owner of Man Up Life Coaching in San Diego, California, servicing guys globally in all time zones. And I also like to hit mute, and here we are. Okay, so today's topic is sex addiction, porn, um, cigarettes, escapist thoughts, suicide. So here's what happened. Today I had a client phone call. Here's the way this works. I put an ad on the internet. Somebody responds to the ad. Um, they end up in a phone call with me. And during that phone call, I hear their story. They catch my vibe. I explain my program. And if it's a good connection, we decide to move forward and work together. So this guy set a call up for 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm not really a morning person, but I figured, all right, whatever, let's go. I noticed he was local here in Southern California, and he had a name that was a different ethnicity. Let's just say it that way. I don't want to throw this guy under the bus, but he had a name that was interesting. And part of me thought, okay, is this a scammer? Because I get a lot of these Pakistani, Indian, African client applications filled out, and turns out they're full of shit. But anyway, this guy's a dude with a cool name, born and raised in Southern California. He's 40 years old. And in the call, he told me basically that he's some of the language he used. He said, I feel like a bitch. I feel like I can't control my urges. I'm a sex addict. I've cheated on every girlfriend I've ever had. I've got a couple of kids from a couple of different moms. I'm a professional. I make good money. I'm also a day trader. I'm really angry with myself because I started out with not a lot of money. I ended up building myself into a professional with a really nice bank account. And just after a series of poor choices and decisions, I ended up losing basically something near $1 million or even over $1 million in poor choices. I lose myself in cigarettes. I chain smoke. I don't like to smoke in my house because I have kids. I don't want my neighbors to see me smoking because I think it's a gross habit. So I end up going around the corner to a commercial building and standing out there like a crackhead, freebase of nicotine, and indulging all of these thoughts, ranging from suicidal thoughts to escapist thoughts, like just packing my shit and moving to Costa Rica. And I'm at the end of my rope. I really don't want to know what to do. I've tried therapy. Therapy hasn't worked for me because I come away from therapy feeling worse about myself. And I listened to this guy and my heart went out to him. It was one of those situations where I think this guy probably needs me more than I need him. If I take him on, he's going to fill up a slot on my already full calendar. And he's going to pay as much as everybody else. He's going to require 3 times, if not 10 times the work. He's going to be needy, and he's going to be judgmental, and this is just going to be freaking hard. But some of the stuff he said just got me. The addiction to cigarettes, I've been there, I've done that. Addiction to sex, been there, done that. I was famously a womanizer that cheated on the chick that I was cheating with. Like cheated on a girl with another girl who I then cheated on her. Like I was out there. I mentioned that in the call that at a certain point I had made some poor decisions and ended up in jail. I was a recidivist for a time there because I was such a self-hater that I was just making really poor decisions, and I was between addiction and violence. I was getting arrested. He said, yeah, I sort of have a similar MO. And while Man Up Life Coaching has evolved into, over the past nearly decade now, into a service for, let's face it, I try to target, guys that are a little bit older, have made some money, are in a fairly good position in their lives, are family guys, and are just looking to take it to the next level. Um, this guy's like, somebody who probably would do well to go to a substance abuse situation, to go for proper counseling and deal with his sex addiction. But his truth is, he's not going to do that. So he's reaching out to me, hoping that maybe magically somehow I can work with him and get him to break his addictions. And as I've said in so many of these calls, the truth is, I mean, maybe I can help him, maybe I can't. But the bottom line is, the method that I'm going to use is the same method as always. The method I'm going to use is love. He talked about his dad being a gambler. My dad's a gambler. He talked about his dad being a sex addict. My dad's a sex addict. He talked about physical and emotional abuse, psychological abuse from his father. Same. And there was so much similarity between him right now at 40 years old and me in my 20s through mid 30s, that I felt a certain sense of responsibility to say, all right, God dang it, let me try. This guy's drowning in a puddle of 2 inches of water, and I know that I'm going to get in there and try to help him stand up. And what he wants is for me to lie in his 2 inches of toxic swill with him and show him unconditional love for long enough that my belief in him translates to him being willing to believe in himself and try and do the thing he hasn't been able to do historically, which is to recognize that he's not alone, that the universe loves him too, that he does not deserve to suffer on the cross because of his poor decisions, that the sun shines for him as much as it does for everyone else. Birds chirp for him as much as everyone else. That he can move past his devils, he can move past his demons, and he can accept my tough love as a pathway to fathering his own inner child and offering his own love. So I literally have a session like now, so I have to go. But I just wanted to drop this before I forgot and say, hey, if you're somebody who's dealing with this, man, real talk, no matter what your addictions are, your bottom line is you need self-love. And if you can't learn how to love yourself without help, then find somebody who is willing to offer you that love, even if it's a coach that you have to pay. They say money can't buy you love. I disagree. I think it can. And if you'd like to chat with me personally, hit me up at manuplifecoaching.com. And if you want to hear me talk some more, hit the follow button.